Good evening, audiences. How are you all? This is Guitar Trooper of the Literature Defense Force reporting from the headquarters, and today we'll be taking a look at the combat gear used by the LDF's Marine Brigade during training missions, patrols, coastal defense missions, and many other occasions. Now, today I am wearing the official uniform of the Special Task Force of the Self-Defense Fire Brigade, which is right now the only available uniform, hence why I'm not wearing any other uniforms. If I had the official uniform of the Marine Brigade ready, I would have worn that, but as you can see, we are very under-equipped. So, with that being said, let's begin. So here is the main combat gear we use at the Marine Brigade. It does not look very modern, and it looks very simple compared to the navies and Marine Corps forces of other nations. But this is the cheapest and most affordable combat gear that we use, since at the LDF we are underfunded and under-equipped, so we have to use whatever we have at our disposal. And as some say, it's better to be safe than sorry. Now then, one of the main combat helmets we use is the M1 liner, which we use mostly for training, patrols, coastal defense, maritime defense, you name it. Right now this is the most popular helmet at the Marine Brigade and the most lightweight one. It's not as successful as a modern helmet, and it's not very effective, but it can still protect from many elements such as shrapnel, or even maybe not bullets, or maybe some other objects like stones if somebody decides to throw us any. Right now this has not happened yet, but we hope we won't have to resort to violence, as we condemn violence completely. As for eye protection, as you can see, we use the M44 dust goggles, and while they do not work the same way as ballistic goggles, they can still offer important protection to our eyes from elements such as the sun, dust, jets of water, you name it. Right now, as you can see, this one has the old logo of the Tactical Operations Unit, and that is because when the Tactical Operations Unit was disbanded, we decided to transfer most of these helmets to the LDF Marine Brigade, which is now why you see most troops in videos wearing these. Another helmet we use is the M88 basket helmet. This one is much more expensive, and it's not very affordable, which is why you don't see it very often. It's more popular among the commanding officers and maybe the squad leaders who are on patrol missions with the Marine squads, or even sentries who are guarding gates, or even the commanding officers of the honor guard of the LDF. As you can see, we also use the Bolle pilot goggles, which are much more successful in eye protection, and they work in a much more efficient way, such as protecting the eyes from both shrapnel, maybe even, who knows, maybe bullets, or even other airsoft BB rounds. Anyway, we haven't had any issues yet, so there was no need to resort to any violence, as I said. But, like I mentioned, it's better to be safe than sorry. Right now we are looking forward to supplying more of these helmets and goggles to our troops, although it's going to take some time to completely supply all of the troops. And we also have the captain hat, which is supplied among all of the troops. Another part of the gear consists of our life jackets, which we use mostly during coastal and maritime patrols in case our boats sink. True, they do not protect in the same way as an airsoft vest, but they can equally protect from many other elements. They haven't been tested yet against BB rounds, but hopefully they are equally effective as an airsoft vest. Right now we haven't had any deployments outside at the open sea or at the coast, so we haven't used it yet, but we always use it during training exercises. And finally, for chemical warfare, we use the Polish MP4 gas mask. You might be wondering why gas masks, and that is because there are cases where we have to prepare ourselves and the entire troops from many threats and be ready to deal with them, and that includes chemical warfare as well, hence why it is mandatory for the troops to carry gas masks with them. Right now the MP4 is the most affordable and the cheapest that you can find here, hence why most of the troops are supplied with it. And while it does not work the same way as a more modern gas mask, it's cheaper and equally effective in its role in chemical warfare. And finally, this is the bag that comes with it. This is because instead of carrying the gas mask by hand, it's much better to carry it on a bag, as we might need both hands to do the necessary work, like repair a broken part of our suits, or even repair some broken objects, or even carry the wounded elsewhere. So it's better to carry the mask in a bag than by hand. And true, this does make our uniforms heavier, but you get used with it from time to time. So here is the full combat kit of the LDF's Marine Brigade troops. True, it does not look very comfortable, and there's still some trouble moving left and right due to the gas mask and the life jacket, but once you get to wear it many times, you will get used to it completely. True, it might not look easy, but with time to time it will be very comfortable and it will be very effective. Anyway, this was all from today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and also feel free to leave a question or your opinion in the comments below. If you're watching us from Daily Motion, feel free to follow us, like the video, add it to your playlist, whichever you feel like it. Until then, see you on the next video. And remember, your opinion is what's the most important for this community. This has been Guitar Trooper reporting from the LDF headquarters.
And as we say in French, bonne soirée mes amis, à la prochaine.